At 2:17 a.m., a flashlight hits your scales, and the man behind it whispers, "Finally, 9 meters of money." You don't blink, because snakes don't, but every muscle tightens across your 160-kilogram body. By sunrise, you slide through the Borneo swamp like a living river, silent enough to pass 3 sleeping deer. Most people imagine monsters chasing prey, but your daily routine is patience, heat, hiding, and waiting for one mistake. Your tongue tastes the air every 4 seconds, reading mud, monkey fur, rain, diesel, and distant human sweat. You bask on a fallen log at 9:40 a.m., warming your blood without wasting a single movement. A macaque screams above you, not because you moved, but because it finally noticed you were always there. You could strike from 80 centimeters away, but you don't. A full meal must be worth the risk. At noon, you find a warm patch of boar scent, fresh enough that the mud still holds hoof prints. You follow it for 300 meters, through leeches, roots, and water deep enough to hide your entire body. Then you smell the first warning sign: metal, battery acid, and chicken tied to a plastic cord. You glide away hungry, but behind you, a hidden camera clicks once in the leaves. 3 nights later, the same human scent follows you past the fig tree, the creek bend, and your old hollow. You are not being hunted for fear. You are being hunted because rare giants sell for $48,000 alive. The stalker returns with 2 men, a canvas sack, and a snake hook longer than a child. You freeze under a bank of ferns while their boots stop just 12 centimeters from your tail. A mosquito lands on your eye scale, and you cannot wipe it away, cannot flinch, cannot warn yourself. One man laughs and says the zoo will call you a rescue, but the buyer wants your skin perfect. Now the question burns through your cold blood. How do you outrun hunters when you have no legs? You choose water, dropping silently into the creek, where your body becomes invisible beneath brown reflections. For 14 minutes, you hold your breath under a mat of weeds while hooks stab the water above. They leave at dawn, but one hunter drops a tracking tag that smells like your own scales. You don't understand technology, but you understand imitation, and something nearby is pretending to be you. That afternoon, birds go quiet, frogs stop calling, and your entire swamp feels like a cage closing. At 6:03 p.m., you smell goat blood beside the old logging road, and hunger makes the trap beautiful. You strike anyway, not at the meat, but at the cord, snapping the snare before it tightens. The hunters rush from the bushes, shocked you learned faster than they expected, and now they run instead of wait. You flee through bamboo, but your full belly from last week's pig slows every curve of your body. A hook catches your middle, not deep enough to kill, but enough to tear 3 bright scales free. Pain explodes through you, and for the first time in years, the jungle hears your body thrash. Your tail smashes a lantern, fire spills into dry leaves, and the hunters suddenly become afraid of their own plan. You escape the hook, but smoke pushes you toward the only open path, the village drainage canal. By midnight, you slide under tin houses, past sleeping dogs, and into a world that smells like gasoline. A child sees your head in the canal and screams, and within 90 seconds, 30 phones are pointed at you. Now your secret life is public, and public animals rarely stay free for long. The stalker arrives smiling, telling villagers he is rescuing them, while his sack waits open behind his truck. You dive into a concrete pipe, but it narrows after 6 meters, trapping your widest coils against the wall. Hands grab your tail. 5 people pulling one way, your muscles pulling the other, skin burning on concrete. You make an irreversible choice. Release the pygmeal inside you, losing strength but gaining speed. The crowd stumbles back in disgust, and you rocket through the pipe like a nightmare made of muscle. But the stalker anticipated the canal exit, standing there alone, with a net, a hook, and patient eyes. You cannot bite him without becoming the monster everyone already fears, so you choose the river instead. The drop is 4 meters onto rocks, and your torn scales hit first, sending white pain through your spine. You sink, stunned, while the current folds your giant body like rope in a washing machine. Then your tail wraps a sunken branch, your head breaks the surface, and rain hides you from every flashlight. At dawn, wildlife officers find the abandoned traps, the bait lines, and the stalker's truck stuck in mud. The villagers show phone footage, not of you attacking, but of one man lying about rescue. By 10:12 a.m., the truck leaves without you, and the jungle receives its biggest shadow back. You heal under the fig tree for 19 days, thinner now, scarred now, but still longer than fear. Most people never see your real life. Not a monster, not a trophy, just a survivor disappearing before sunrise.